And hello, everybody. Welcome to something rather interesting I'm going to try on the channel today. So I'm Nicodemos Cain, of course. And one thing I love, which I have not done any videos of yet, is wrestling games. Especially the current games, WWE, all the way back to pro wrestling on the Nintendo. I've been playing wrestling games pretty much my entire life. And a day or so ago, a couple days ago actually, on Reddit, someone named, let me look at it here, TigerBomb420 had mentioned something about the progression that his creator wrestler has been going through for the past 5 games. I don't really remember what it is. But it got me thinking. You know, I've been playing the Smackdown series, WWE Smackdown, WWF Smackdown, back whatever it was, way long time ago. I've been playing that for close to 16 years now. I think we're coming up on 17 years now with the new game. And it got me thinking, you know, what has my creator wrestler progression been like through those 16 years? So I went through and pulled out all the old games. I pulled out all my old memory cards on the PlayStation 2, and I recorded all of my entrances from all my creator wrestlers. Now, it's slightly embarrassing. There's a little bit of pride in some of them because, you know, I really worked hard on some of these. Other ones, like I said, it's looking back on them now, it's, you know, maybe it's not as good as it could have been, but they all represent a part of my life over the past 16 years that I've been playing these. It's been, some of them were a labor of love, some of them were just fuck it, we'll throw something together because I'm really not into playing this game right now, and you can tell as we go through. But I wanted to go ahead and put this out there and share it with everyone. This is something I haven't shared with a lot of people, if you can believe that. I've actually tried my damnedest through several girlfriends who learned that I play video games. I've tried to keep this separated because this has been my own personal private little entity. The character Nicodemos Cain, something that I created, you know, so many years back whenever I was in high school, to give him a face and to give him an identity and to put him out there. I never wanted to do that. But to do this, like I said, it's something new, it's something different, and I think it's time. I think that at my age, I'm not really worried about it anymore. I think it's time to do it. So let's just go ahead and do it. If you guys want to see a version of this without me blabbing on and pausing the video and talking about what the hell's going on, there's going to be another version of this on YouTube that is just the entrances. I don't know if the music's going to make it because YouTube is very finicky about this kind of stuff. So we're going to find out what's going to happen. Hopefully the music will make it. Hopefully it won't be blocked worldwide like YouTube tends to do. But we shall find out. So anyways, let's go ahead and start this, see what happens. Like I said, I'm going to be pausing this every now and then to reflect on exactly what's going on the screen because there's some serious reflection going on. So, first one we got is WWF Smackdown. Just bring it. Oh my goodness. So, of course, first things first. First things first, I'm rocking that NWO t-shirt. So, when Just Bring It came out, this was my first of the Smackdowns. I know there was Smackdown 1 and 2 on the PlayStation, but I didn't own those. Whenever I got this one, I was actually broke. Couldn't afford it. I was actually working in a warehouse that was putting these booklets and the cases together And I didn't have somebody steal one for me. One of the guys I work with just happened to take one. And out in the parking lot, he said, "Do you want this?" And I was like, "Okay, why?" And he's like, "Well, I took it, but I don't really have a PlayStation, and I don't really know who to sell it to. And I know that you're a gamer, so here you go." So I never really actually owned, or I never really actually borrowed or bought. You hear me? I never actually bought the copy that I have. This was stolen from the warehouse where we made them. But we made them all in Muncie, Indiana, if you can believe that. Which means if you own a copy of Smackdown, just bring it on the PlayStation 2. Then you indeed own a copy that I either saw, I may have actually touched it, and I may have actually boxed up and sent out. It's possible. I was a line leader at that time as well, so it's extremely possible I touched your copy in some way, shape, or form. But yeah, one of those really interesting stories. As far as a character is concerned, whenever I had this game, whenever I played this game, it wasn't the best. Anybody that's actually played the story mode of this knows that it's like it's 4 matches and you're done. So it's nothing. But whenever I was playing it, because it was basically one of the few new games that I had at the time, like I said, I was kind of broke. It was a down spell. I played it a lot. And I created a lot of different characters. I had a lot of my own storylines that were invested in it. A lot of different things. So my character changed at least 5 times during the time I played. This is not the first iteration of this character at all. I think I started off the character the same way that the rest of the characters are throughout these videos. He had the jeans. He had the vest. I don't think he ever had a shirt. He might have had maybe a black wife beater or something. I don't know. I know he didn't have the mohawk to begin with, so he went through a lot of different changes, but you'll see as we go through this that it's very similar. The character itself didn't change much from iteration to iteration. There is a lot of changes. Also, you get to see how the graphics improve, because right now this kind of looks like dog meat. Just Bring It was not the best in the world. It looked pretty fugly. You have to admit, it was not a beautiful game. It did what it did, though. God, those tattoos are terrible. And my tattoos, I just had the worst tattoos ever. This was actually before I actually had a official real life tattoo. So I was just throwing shit on there just to throw shit on there. I wasn't even like trying to make anything cool or anything. Those were just the things that I had. Most of the tattoos that I do give the character are things that I do want eventually. Ideas that I have in my head. I must have turned the character heel. I mean, there's no way. The only way that I'm even thinking about being any NWO would be as if I was a heel. But it's the good old Steve Austin entrance. I didn't know what I was doing. Actually, when I got the game too, I wasn't really watching wrestling. It was one of those times where I had fallen out of wrestling. I think I'd fallen out of wrestling for maybe a year and a half, 2 years. And I wasn't really watching, didn't know who some of the people, some of the other wrestlers were that were in the game. Didn't really know much, And this game actually brought me back into the fold. It got me watching again. Once I was able to get some money together, get the cable again, I started watching wrestling. So this was the game that I always point to whenever I say, the one, not only did it get me back into wrestling as a spectator sport, but the video games itself, it brought me back into the fold. That was I always kind of hold this one in a pretty high place, even though it's just the worst. It's just the worst game. So, of course, Shut Your Mouth. It improved on everything. It was still kind of ugly. I can tell you that much. It's the Howard Finkel's voice. And that's pretty much the basis of my character from here on out. He's got the jeans. He's got that black vest. Even the tattoos kind of stay the way, you know, they kind of, they're where I think they should be for what I want to have tattoos of eventually. And yes, I actually did get the snake on my right arm, on the inside of my lower right arm. I think the games themselves influenced where I got my tattoos. So here comes the pain. I want to pause it in a decent place. Actually, that's probably bright as shit. So Here Comes the Pain was a great game. Without a doubt, great game. Here Comes the Pain. And, well, Shut Your Mouth was good, but Here Comes the Pain, I absolutely loved. Everybody kind of liked Smackdown versus Raw, which is the next one after this. But Here Comes the Pain for me was the best of the PlayStation 2. I almost say that it was the best of everything before, you know, I almost want to say it was the best, period, because it was really good. The season mode was great. It didn't take itself too seriously. It was fun to play. It was very responsive to play. It didn't look that bad, except whenever you actually look at the character, it kind of looks like dog crap. But it was such a great game, and apparently I was world champion at the time. Which there's a couple of these where I have the championship, and yeah, world heavyweight championship is what it was. With the old, I think that was that Christian? I think that was Christian's entrance. With the old Raw music. You gotta love that, man. I miss the old Raw, you know, heavy rock and the intro and the whole thing. Nowadays, they don't even, you're lucky if you even get an intro at all. You definitely don't get fireworks anymore, because they just hate fireworks. Now, SmackDown versus Raw. I don't remember much of SmackDown versus Raw. I know I played it. I played the hell out of it. Now, of course, this one, I've got Hawk's makeup on, because this was the year right after Hawk from the Road Warriors and the Legion of Doom. This is right after Hawk died, and it was a pretty special story to me, because whenever I was a kid, me and my buddy Danny would do Road Warriors all the time. You know, we would play Road Warriors. He would always be Hawk, and I would always be Animal. That's the way it was. And Danny passed away very early in life. He was not even 22. So it affected me. And whenever Hawk died, and to hear Animal talk about Hawk the way that he did after he died, it was, you know, it was one of those things. So I said, I have to pay tribute to Hawk in some way, shape, or form. And the best thing I had was to wear the makeup. I think the makeup goes through the next 3 games, if I remember correctly. And that was one of the reasons. That's pretty much the only reason why it's there. And again, nothing much has changed. I got the flaming skull on the arm. I got snake on the inside of the arm. That kind of flaming skull thing follows me through all these games. And I think the beard changes a million times. And I know there's so many of these games where I either have the hat on or I don't have the hat on. You know, it's one of those things that I don't know why it changes. So 2006, I don't remember too much about it. I know I played it. It's been so long since I played these. I should play through these again. I love, yeah, nice with the pyro that blows up right in front of my face. just fucking scorched my whole front off my body. Holy shit. Apparently I won a championship on this one as well. God, look how bad those are. You see the face, the textures on the face look so great, but it's like once it gets past that lower neckline, it's like the textures just go to shit, you know? They start getting all pixelated and nasty. But we put up with it. That's what we put up with back in the day to enjoy having a creator wrestler. I mean, and that the vest isn't even, you know, it's not even a thing. It's like actually painted on the body. It's so, God, it's so bad. Some of these are just so bad. You look at it and you're like, oh my God, that's terrible. But at the time, it was great. You know, at the time, it was the best thing we could get. You know, it really was. 2007, again, don't remember. I was rocking the shit out of Randy Orton's old theme, wasn't I? Holy crap. I love that song, though. That was a great song. And there's another one, whenever Drew McIntyre had his old song, which I can't remember what it was. I thought I had his theme song. There's the good old DX stuff over the top of the overlay over the top of the screen. You get to see way too much of that one chick grinding on the stage. This is fucking ridiculous. I don't even know why I did that now. I mean, it looks fairly cool, but this scene right there, that's just a bit too much, man. That seriously is a bit too much. Again, same old stuff though. I'm walking in there, I'm looking exactly the same, you know, black on black, black on black on black. That's almost so much black that you can't even tell where my body parts are. I got the whole DX thing going on. I always consider myself either part of DX or part of NWO, but more DX than anything else. So there's going to be a lot of DX stuff coming through here. Now, ECW in the SmackDown vs. Raw 2008. I do remember this. And this is where... God, look how bad. Look how bad the pixelation is. I mean, 2 games ago, the pixelation on the tattoos was not that bad. Now, the face is beautiful. I mean, don't get me wrong. They definitely cleared up the face, but in order to clean up the face, the pixels on the face, they sacrificed everything else on the body. And it's not just the tattoos. It's just the whole body just looks ugly. It's just ridiculous. But this was where I started shifting into full hardcore mode. Lost the pants, got my cargo pants going on, my camouflage pants. I think this was a couple years after Dimebag Darrell died. So I started shifting everything that way. You know, Dimebag used to wear the black shirts and the cargo pants, and so, you know, and I wear cargo pants, the camouflage pants. I'll admit it, I wear them. It's what I do. Not as much as I used to, but, you know, it is what it is. With my black shit kickers on. And my tall ass socks. God, what the fuck was I thinking? I used to wear those stupid ass socks. All the way up my leg. I did, too. I don't even know why anymore. I wear ankle socks now. But back then I used to wear those long ass... I don't even know why, man. I am such a fucking moron. I really am. It's just dumb shit. It's just dumb shit. It really is. Rocking Randy Orton's again. Look at that. Going over the top rope. 6'1". Stepping over the top rope like I think I can do it. Jesus Christ. But again, as far as the character is concerned, I've never really told the origin of Nicodemos Cain. It was a name that I came up with in high school. It's just, I needed a pseudonym to have through high school. I was writing poetry and a lot of other stuff. Oh God, this song.
On the way to the
This is one of the songs that came in the game. They actually had like 5 or 6 licensed songs that you could put with your creator wrestlers, and this was one of them. God, this is so fucking heavy, and it goes along really well with the actual entrance too. But I needed the name. Getting a little out of control with the flames on the arm there. Holy shit! And I always tried to have fireworks too. I mean, it's a game. Why not have some fucking pyro? You know. But I needed the name, and Nicodemos Cain just kind of happened. Nicodemus is just a name I always liked. You know, sicker than them. I spell it differently on purpose. I tell everybody that. I spell it differently on purpose so that, you know, people won't associate it with anything else. There's a reason I spelled it differently on purpose. We'll go into that one later. But the Cain, it just sounds cool. Nicodemos Cain. It just works. But the actual persona, the image, the character of Nicodemos Cain didn't really happen until these games, and that's transferred through. I'll stop it right there, because this is whenever we start getting into PS3 territory, and this is whenever things start looking a lot better. Let's put that. I love the Legends of WrestleMania sign in the back. I actually have Legends of WrestleMania. I didn't create a wrestler for that one. I don't even remember if that was even a good game or not. It was you know. But the persona of Nicodemos Cain really started coming out in the games, and it transferred over to all other sports games, you know, like the Fight Nights and the UFCs and like the Maddens and stuff, you know, just he's got the constant 6'1", 250 pounds, the constant look, you know, with the beard and whatever else. That's what it was, you know. I mean, it's me, but it's not, you know. That's all I can say. It's me, but it's not. It doesn't look like me at all, you know. Maybe it's some kind of image that I see of myself, I guess. I don't know. It's one of those types of things, but that's what it is. So there you go. But yeah, this is PS3. This is where things start looking good, and I actually think that the PS3 stuff looks good, if not a little bit better than the new stuff. I mean, this goes. I say this a lot with certain PS1 games, that they had to have some artistry as they made these games to make stuff look good. You know, they had to work on the textures. They had to put different colors into certain tones, skin tones, things like that, in order to make it look good, because the polygon counts were so low. So that's what they did. And I think these older games, when you look at them, they're actually really nice to look at. They're not bad at all. The new games, they're getting very photorealistic. I understand that. But if you're talking about actual human faces and stuff like that, they don't look good. They look like shit because they can't get the sculpts right, I think. You know, they can get the textures right all day because they can just take a picture and, you know, it's a photorealistic picture and they put it on there. They just can't get the bumps and the curved edges, and it doesn't look right to me. I don't know. That's just a personal thing. It's the way it is. I don't know. I really like this though. So what are we doing? Batista's music. Yeah, look at that shitty stage. I hate that fucking stage, man. I have always hated that stage. I still hate that stage. I hate the new stage. I don't like the fact that they just set up one stage for like 3 shows. Fuck that. It's ridiculous. Look at this. That's not bad. This is one of those, I'm pretty proud of that kind of moments. Except for that stupid, the flaming skull on the arm. It's a little goofy. I understand that. But I like the way it looks. I really do. And that was, I think this was the first game where they actually had beards that would come off of the face. And yes, at several times in my life, I had the red goatee. Again, that was a Dimebag Darrell thing. The red goatee was me paying tribute to that. So I would have a long goatee, and it got super long at one point, which you'll see in, I think it's either the next character or the character after this, or the character after this or the character after that one. I don't know. Tattoos are still pretty much the same. Nothing different, nothing changed. Still got those damn pants and that vest and the sunglasses. I mean, it's like it's standard at this point, you know? Yeah, there we go. Mohawk. Apparently we were doing something way different. and what was the music here? Is this Testament? No, it's D-Generation X. I think the next one is Testament. But yeah, I was going all crazy on this one. Going back to the hardcore stuff. Some of the games I'm like, I want to do a hardcore thing. Some of the games I'm like, I just want to do like a regular wrestling thing. But this one I definitely wanted to go hardcore. I got the shorts back. I started adding in the wrists, you know, the hand tape and the elbow pads, because as you get older, things start hurting. And as things start hurting, you start thinking, well, man, my wrestler's got to be hurting by now. I mean, this guy's been wrestling for, by this point, it was what, 10 years? So, you know, it's got to be hurting by now. So he has to start protecting himself. That's what it is. But of course, he's got the Cobra logo on there. I think it was either this one, it might have been this one, where you could start downloading images off of the creation, whatever it is, Creators Corner. I don't know what the fuck it's called. Everybody calls it the CC, but that was where I think you could start downloading images, and that was the first thing I wanted, because I always wanted to have the Cobra logo tattooed on my arm. Now, I understand that CM Punk has his. That's cool, but you know, I was a kid during the G.I. Joe era too, man. I, just as much as everybody else that grew up in that era playing with our G.I. Joes, we wanted Cobra logos on our shoulders. It is what it is. I mean, this is nothing new. I'm not trying to rip off CM Punk, but that's just the way it is. And I think CM Punk's, his is on his right arm, which is actually wrong. This is an argument that has gone on for years around both me and some friends. It's always been on the left arm. Every time you look at any of the figures, it's always on the left arm. There's a couple of them that it's on the right arm, but the majority of it's on the left arm, because that's just the way it is. If you want to get the Arashikage tattoo, the lines on the wrist, or the lines on the forearm, you get those on the right arm, the right inner arm. I've seen guys do it on the right outer arm. Again, it is what it is, and it's a personal preference. You can do whatever you want. I just know that I grew up with the figures. I grew up with the comic books. I grew up with the cartoons. I even lived through those movies, as much as I didn't like them. And I know what it's supposed to be. So, you know, whatever. You don't like it, psh, whatever. Anyways, Cobra logo. I'm going to get that tattooed on me one of these days. I don't even remember what was on my... There should be something on the right arm, but I don't remember. Still Flaming Skull. Apparently I was, a United States champion during that. I don't even remember that. There we go. There's the Testament. That's Testament's More Than Meets the Eye. This was whenever they were letting us have MP3s on the PS3, and we could use music on the PS3 as our interest themes. And it almost seems like I took a step back on this one. Oh, what did I do? There we go. Jeez. It almost seems like I took a step back on this one. I got the same old shitty tattoos. The nasty black tattoos came back. I don't even know why. It's like I wasn't even trying. I was trying to do something different with the shorts, though. I'm wearing tights now, like the red tights with the weird design. I don't know what that's all about, but it is what it is. I got the hair going. I'm out there looking like AJ Styles with the gloves and the hair. And this was what? This was like 5 years before AJ Styles came into the WWE. So I don't know. Look at those mutton chops though, man. I'm rocking the shit out of those mutton chops. And again, some of these games I didn't play some of these games as much as I would like. I'd play them I'd play them up to a certain point, and then I just kind of put them down. And when you're not playing a game constantly, your character's not really evolving. And I think that's what a lot of this was. I think this was I kind of threw it together, played a little bit of it, but didn't really do much with them. You can tell the games where the character really looks good, where I really put some time and effort into it, was they look really, really good. They look like they've evolved inside of the game. But WWE 13, so this is the big CM Punk, and it shows too, especially with this. It's not this one, is it? No, it's not this. I think it's the next one. This is see, I put some time into this one. I made the whole graphic, the whole thing, doing that whole making the intro graphic. That wasn't easy, but damn, I'm pissed. Look at that guy. That guy is pissed. but that was what was the song? I can't think of it now. I was thinking about it before, but I can't think of it now. Devil Driver. I think that's Swinging the Dead is what it is. But yeah, I remember this one. It got to the point where I said, you know what, we got to lose the hair. We can keep the beard, but I want to do something different. And I know this one evolved. This one evolved several times because I do remember playing this one a lot. It's still the same kind of thing, but he's got the shaved head now. He's got the cool, thin sunglasses. He's ready to kick your fucking ass. He's pissed. He's definitely Mr. Hardcore. Now, the CLT champion, that was my own personal championship that I had made in a game. See, he's wearing tights. See, I've lost the pants. I'm wearing tights now. I don't even know if am I still wearing my boots? No, I'm wearing actual wrestling boots. I think they're the Road Warrior boots. I think those are the Road Warrior pants too. They got the spider webs on them. What was I thinking with that championship? Oh my god. It's not pretty. I just don't like it. Looking back on it now, I'm like, yeah. I don't know. But hey, look, I'm wrestling, man. Yeah, it's what it is. I'd actually have something that's not, just some guy out there in some pants. So this is nice, with the Raw logo right over my face. You guys did really good on this one. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Right over my face, probably the best pose I will ever have. And it's ruined because I got the Raw logo because they needed to tell me they were coming from Los Angeles, California. Another CTL championship looks hideous. I don't even know why I did that. I don't even care. I do love these tights, though, with the barbed wire and the red. That was nice. I must have spent a pretty decent amount of time on this one. If I remember right, he's shaved again. I think that that was right during the middle of the whole Breaking Bad. So, you know, I was going through Walter White kind of stuff, I guess. And I like that character. That's not bad, you know. It looks pretty good for what it is. I got the Rock's boots. Oh my god, with the calves exposed, the back calves exposed. It's just why? Why did I do that? Going with Testament's more than meets the eye again. Oh god, Cena. That's all I need is Cena on my damn thing. So of course this is where we finally get to we're finally up to PlayStation 4. So PlayStation 4, the 4 games on the PlayStation 4, I created the characters inside of the career mode, which is about the dumbest thing I could have done. Looking back on it now, because I mean, if you didn't like the career mode in the first one, why in the world would you even play it on the fourth one? You know, it's one of those types of deals. I have my own problems with 2K18. I'll get to that whenever we get to that. But because I wasn't able to play like I was, you know, like I used to be able to play. And that definitely shows in not only the fact that I never finished the career modes, I never exported my characters. They were all like trapped inside of career mode. That's why I had to record these from the create entrance. It's just, it is what it is. I don't know what the shit. But yeah, I never had the time to be able to go through them the way I wanted to do, and you could tell the last 4 games, it's just been it's been one of those things. I don't have the time to spend on them like I used to. I want to, because I love the games. I love the wrestling games. But I just can't do it like I want to. And especially this one. I actually kept the receipt for this one because of the pre-order codes. I was looking at the receipt. We bought this and Grand Theft Auto 5 for the PlayStation 4 on the same day. Now, you want a reason why I didn't play this game very much? There you go. Grand Theft Auto. You can't buy those 2 games back to back and expect to play one more than the other one. It is what it is. CM Punk. What can I say? It's what it is. It's CM Punk. Look at that shitty ass overlay on that t-shirt. Ugh. I didn't have this is just me going through every one of these designs that's on me right now, from the hand to the cross that line t-shirt, which used to be a band I was in. It was a good band. We actually made t-shirts. That was my design on t-shirts. To the hats, I actually bought this hat. It's a black hat with a red brim, and I bought a Cobra patch logo, and I hot ironed it on there. And so this hat is a real thing. I own this hat. It doesn't exist anywhere else except for inside of, you know, my hat collection, if you can put that on there. But I didn't have a computer that was set up with my art program, so I couldn't take the black out around the logo. I mean, I was getting close to it, but I think it was just part of the reasons why I kind of left it like that, was because I wasn't playing it as much, and I kept saying, well, I'll get around to it, and I just never got around to it. So it's like this now. And it looks like shit. Wait till you see the back logo. The back logo looks just as bad as well. But again, it was just one of those things. I wasn't playing as much as I wanted to. And oh God, you can see it there. Oh, Jesus Christ. Like I said, Cross That Line used to be a band. It used to be a band I was in. It was the only band that I really got to design everything from the top to the bottom. So I have all of these Cross That Line logos. We're actually using the name Cross That Line as CM Punk. There you go. But we're using Cross That Line as kind of an overall encompassing, for everything that we do. Because my girlfriend makes clothing, she sews, she knits, she does all that stuff, and I do art stuff, and it's kind of like I said, it's the parent company is what we are. So 15, is that what we're up to? 2K15. I like that. I did pretty good on that. I think that's pretty nice. That's not bad at all. I actually this is the one that I created a wrestler, and then I created a wrestler inside of had to cough a little bit there. I created a wrestler inside of my career, and you can tell which one I didn't play because the creator wrestler looks like dog crap. This is my career wrestler, and I love him. I just think he's great. He's got the Bray Wyatt jacket on. The vest is evolved. The look. He's got the beard now. He's just got the toughness to him. I gave him some weights because Kevin Owens started being a thing. I'm a big guy, and it's evolved to that point to where it was like, I think that if this guy is going to be wrestling for this long, he's probably going to be putting on a little bit of weight. He's probably going to be wrestling differently. That's the one thing I didn't say. I haven't really talked about either is wrestling styles, especially from the old games to the new games. In the old games, it was Undertaker all the way through because Undertaker was my guy. But then when Brock Lesnar started happening, it started evolving into like a Brock Lesnar type of, just go out and just mutilate a guy thing. And then it kind of went through the whole, CM Punk evolution where I tried to do something a little bit different, started wrestling with him a little bit different, doing some more dives and stuff like that. And as it's come into the new era, with the bigger guys, I've been doing stuff that Kevin Owens and Bray Wyatt's and guys like that they're not really Smash Mouth, but they've got that kind of we can kick your ass without doing very much kind of style, and that's what I've kind of adopted, and you can see that inside of the move sets. Because the move sets, I adopt so many different little things from here and there. I still do the Undertaker's top rope walk as a move. I still have the F5. I have Bray Wyatt's Sister Abigail as a signature. I still do some high flying stuff. I have a frog splash for Eddie Guerrero. And I know that there's an elbow drop for Randy Orton, or not Randy Orton, Randy Savage. Jesus. But then there's there's some Randy Orton stuff. The real quick throws that he does. I have those, and so there's the move sets. Whenever I actually work on the move sets, there's a lot of stuff in there. I know I have the Undertaker's hits because the Undertaker has like the best punches, the body punches, the way that he, he'll get somebody in a corner and just punch shit out. And I have like Steve Austin's, stomps, the old stomps in the corner where he'd like flip you off as he's kicking your ass. So it's the little things like that, and it's like I said, it's evolved. It's become something that over the 16 years that we've been playing these, that's just one thing that's, I just pulled a little bit here, pulled a little bit there. Whenever Rey Mysterio was kind of big, he won the championship, I was kind of pulling a little stuff from that, doing a little bit flying moves and things. But it's like I said, now it's more of a big guy, slow down, whoop smash kind of thing. It is what it is. So this is definitely where you can tell that I've just kind of given up on the series. It's generic ass music. This one I was definitely going for Wyatt family. That's all I could say. I was going I went pure Wyatt family for one whole for one whole game. It was just, you know, let's throw some makeup on him. Let's give him the mohawk again. He's lost his freaking mind, and he's wearing those ratty ass shorts. This is the way we're gonna go. And I didn't really play that much of this one either. I don't even know why. It was just one of those things that, you know, I made him and he evolved just enough to where he got to this point, but then it was like, you know, it just, for one reason or another, it just didn't pan out, and I didn't finish it up. And I look back at it and I think, man, I should have probably done something with that. So I'm going to stop here because we're going to talk about this fucking game right now. 2K18 pissed me off because as soon as you get into it and you try to use... Well, I actually found out today because I never actually tried to create a wrestler. I never tried to create a wrestler outside of the career mode. And I didn't know that almost everything is unlocked outside of career mode. Inside of career mode, though, it's like everything is locked in a fucking loot box. You know, those cards you get from the loot boxes? Oh, that sucks so much. I don't know if they fixed that, and I don't know if I downloaded something that opened everything up or not. I think I might have. I definitely know that for the past 4 games, I just unlocked everything because it wasn't even worth trying to open them up anymore. On the PS2 stuff and the PS3 stuff, everything that was in the game could be earned, and you wanted to earn it because it was something cool that you could earn. It was either an extra wrestler or an extra this or an extra that. But all the stuff that you could earn in these games, it was like, why? There's no point. You'd have to be playing this game, you know, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for 4 years in order to open everything up. That, or you could just throw some money at it and voila, the motherfucker's open. And it's like the past 4 games have just really they've just chapped my sap up to this point. When this one started locking everything behind those loot crates, and it was almost like nothing in the game was opened up to where I wanted it to be. And it just made me so mad and so agitated that I did not want to play it. But I still created a wrestler. I put him in career mode, but I only got about 6 months in. I looked at it. Career mode starts in either April or May of 2000, whatever it was. And I only got to like June or July. So it's only been like 4 months inside the game. And I was like, fuck it. You know, what's the point? It's just, I was like, man, and it's because of those loot boxes. Because everything in the game was hidden behind a loot box that you had to grind the shit out of the credits or whatever it was to be able to open them up. And it just sucked. And again, I don't know if you could open those up now. I just know that whenever I was kind of farting around in the game while I was recording, I got into create a wrestler and everything was unlocked. And I'm like, was this like this all the time? I don't know. You know, I don't know. I just know that inside of the career mode, it was all locked. I couldn't get anything I wanted. You know, none of the suits, none of the hairstyles, nothing that I really wanted to put on my guy was unlocked. So he looks like dog shit. And I'm not happy about it. It looks like crap. It looks like total crap, and I don't like it. So we're going to look at it, and you judge for yourself, because I don't like it. And I almost was... I was thinking, why did I even choose this entrance? Because this is not my character. I think I was being sarcastic. That's what it was. Look how shitty that is. What's going on with my forehead? What the fuck is... What in the hell's going on, man? I got like... it's like I'm allergic to something, you know. It's a bee stung me on my forehead and everything swole up. I just look fucking ridiculous. Oh, Jesus Christ. And I got the t-shirt underneath the vest. And of course, one of the big selling points was you had to have a t-shirt in order to get extra money to be able to do your whole thing. And okay, fine, I got the t-shirts, whatever, that's cool. There's 0 tattoos on that body, because I can't get a decent enough picture of my own tattoo. I think I might have the Kerber logo on there, I don't know. It's amazing that through the years he's lost more tattoos than he's gained. This is just sad, though. This is just sad. Look at him. You're terrible, man. You are fucking terrible. Why are you smiling so much? Why are you smiling? Look at that forehead. That's horrible. That's proof positive right there that I just could not stand this game. I could not stand this game to the point that I was like, fuck it. He could look like shit, I don't care. Ugh. God, it's terrible. It's just absolutely terrible. And the other thing, too, that I've been noticing as we've been going through this, the past 4 games have done this. Well, 3 games. I think it started on 2K16. Was that the cuts between the 4 different parts of the entrance, you know, from the ramp, or from the stage to the ramp to the entrance to the ring, the cuts used to be where they would like flash to a picture of the audience so that transition would be more smooth. But in the past 3 games, they took that transition out. So now it's like this really sharp cut. So if you have 2 different entrances, if you have a guy that's like running to the stage and then just, you know, happens to make a turn, you know, on the next thing, it's like it like jolts to the next one, and it just looks like crap. I cannot stand it. As much as I think 2K is doing a pretty good job with the game series, there's just stuff that they're dropping the ball on, and I can't stand it. It just doesn't want. I don't know. That's my own opinion. It is what it is. Let's finish this shit out. Why are you still smiling, asshole? Why are you still smiling? Go away. Dude, just, ugh. That's disappointment. That's disappointment is what that is. I cannot stand that crap. So anyways, there we go. That's done. It's like I don't let people into that. You know, I've never let anybody into that. Not even girlfriends. Like I said, my current girlfriend, Angie B, I would let her see it because she understands me. You know, we've been best friends for 20 years. So she would understand what this is. She would understand how this has evolved to the way it is. But my girlfriend at the time and the one other girl that I had over to the house that I was playing this game, I wouldn't show this to them. No way. It's a sacred thing to me. Well, it was. Like I said, it's time to show it though. It's time to put it out there, open it up. You know, everybody's got their skeletons in their video game closet, and those are definitely mine. But now you guys have seen it, so there it is. And it is what it is. I don't. It's not hurting me to put that out there. It really isn't. I thought it was cool. Like I said, Tiger Bomb 420 on Reddit. He was the one that kind of started this whole thing. You know, started that mentality, or started that image in my head. That I started thinking, you know, I wonder how my character has evolved over the past 16 years. And really, honestly, when you go back and look at it, it really hasn't been much. I mean, there's an evolution there. Yes, he's definitely getting older. He's definitely doing stuff differently. And I think the biggest takeaway, the one thing that I haven't seen a lot of other people say, the biggest takeaway I get from it is that I think there's a reflection of ourselves in our created wrestler, especially if you have one created wrestler that you personally have taken from point A to point B. Whether, even if it's not a wrestler, even if it's in a UFC, even if it's in a fight night or a fighting game, or even a golf game, that's my my character in my golf games is Nicodemos Cain. But even in those, even in racing games, setting up, just even typing in a name that's not even your actual official name, gives you, puts a piece of you inside of that character. And I think that's the biggest takeaway of it. It's my character's evolution. It's my life's evolution that, over the past 16 years, that's where I've gone from, what year was it? 2005, 432, 2002, 2001, 2002, all the way up to 2018. That's my journey over the past 16, 17 years and beyond. I mean, we're so close to the new game coming out. I think it comes out within a month as of this recording. And, I'll be playing that too. I'll be smarter. I can tell you that I'll be smarter. I'm going to create my character outside of my career first. Use him in my universe first, and then do some career stuff, because man, that career mode, it kills you. It absolutely kills you. I just don't have the time or patience to do it. I think if I were to stream it, or put it on YouTube, maybe I might put some time and effort into it. That's another thing for another day. I don't know. But thank you guys for watching this. If you're watching this, if you made it this far, I don't know how long this video is. I'm sure it's pretty long. That's a story that I know I've been wanting to tell for a second. So I got it out now. It's out there. So it's it's out there in the open. But like I said, just having them out there, it lets other people look at it. Lets other people into it. I don't feel weird for sharing it. I feel like, it's a part of my life that I can share now, that, hey, it's cool. If you want to laugh at it, because I'm looking back at it on some of them, and I'm like, you have to laugh at yourself. I'm definitely laughing at those. There was another character, or not another character, there was another, during one of those, and I don't remember where it was, that I know that I went from having the black tights and the black vest, and I know I did some white in there. I don't know where that is. That might be an alternate costume somewhere. It's got to be on one of the PS3 games, because again, that's where I spent the most time. I don't know. I will have to go and look at those and see. But I know there was some variation. I know there was another alternate costume where it was Legion of Doom. I think it was like the first or second PlayStation 3. They had Legion of Doom as a character, or as special characters you could unlock. And I know I gave myself Legion of Doom. I made my own face paint. Gave the shoulder pads, and it was like I did something special to make it slightly different. I don't know. Anyways, guys, I hope you got some kind of enjoyment out of it. If you didn't enjoy it, whatever. It is what it is. I'm not expecting this to go crazy or anything. But hey, if you made it this far, cool, man. I always say like, comment, and subscribe, or don't. It doesn't really matter. I don't really do much for YouTube anymore. I do more stuff for Twitch now. If I ever get time, I haven't been able to do anything because we've had internet problems. That's a whole nother thing. Anyways, I will keep adding to this video. I think year after year from this point on, when the new game comes out, because that should give me enough time to play through the game that's out, the current game. That should give me enough time to play through the current game. And when the new game starts coming out, if I go back in and record that last time that I played my character, that should be interesting to see. That should be really interesting to see. So I think I'm gonna do that from now on. Is when, right before the new game comes out, I'll add it to the video, and then release the video again. I think that will be an interesting enough thing that I could do. Okay, I'm done, guys. Thanks for watching yet again. I shall see you guys next time. Enjoy.